My symptoms, I lost vision in my left eye. I couldn't walk for almost like a week.
Does anyone in your family have MS?
To my knowledge, I don't think they do. To my understanding, I'm the first person in my family on both sides to ever have it.
It's hard to tell them that I'm not playing. Times I wish they knew what I was saying, but then again, I care less, I would not.
What were your symptoms?
Whew, that was a lot. So basically, my symptoms, I lost vision in my left eye. I couldn't walk for almost like a week or so. I was numb from head to toe on the right side of my body, so I thought I was having a stroke or something, but I ended up wasn't. Also, I had a lot of pain. It was mainly in my legs, mainly in my back, and then my speech was slurring really bad, so it was kind of, I don't know, I couldn't write legible. My hands were very weak. I couldn't open jars. I was having like these severe migraines. I was seeing double. I lost color. Like it was a lot.
So what do you do to cope with MS?
For me, I just kind of do whatever I want to do. Pretty much, like, I believe that, you know, in a sense it is a mind thing, because if we sit here and we constantly thinking about the pain, thinking about what's going on, then I feel like that's what's going to bring us down. That's what's going to change our mood. That's what's going to make us more sad about it. So to me, I just look at it as, you know, if I can't walk this day, I'm like, oh, well, maybe I slept on my leg wrong, or maybe I, you know, sprained my ankle or something. So, you know, I try to find something positive out of it. And coping is like modeling. That's a positive aspect for me. Writing. I started writing a lot. I love cooking. Cooking helps me a lot. I started doing more drawing.
How does MS interfere with your social life?
Socially speaking, I have friends, but I don't really hang out with them much, and it's not because I don't want to. It's because I just feel like I'm a burden to them at times, and not in a bad way, so to speak, because I know that they care about me, obviously. But the problem is, to me, is that I don't want them to, you know, have to worry about me. So if we're having a drink, you know, they always would ask, you know, are you okay? And it's like, hey, like, I'm just drinking, like, I'm cool, whatever. But I get why they would ask those questions. So, but in the midst of everything, you know, I just try to stay away or whatever. I just find it easier to deal with the problems myself.
You don't look like you have MS.
So, and that's like what everybody say. I believe that if I was to look like how I feel, real, like, you know, uncoordinated, if I'm looking like I'm feeling good, you know, then I'll think that I'm feeling good. So it's like it's a mind thing. So that's pretty much, you know, how I feel about that statement, and I'm sure anybody with MS can attest to that, because we get that a lot. It's like, what do MS supposed to look like?
Is it cancer?
That's like an inside joke, because it's not. But I remember the first day when I was went to Henry Ford Hospital downtown, and this is when they first diagnosed me with MS. So, you know, I went in, got a CAT scan, got x-rays done. A couple hours later, the doctor came back like, oh yeah, you have MS. And we're like, what's that? You know, like I said, we never heard of it before. So they explained to us a little bit, and then they mentioned the word, oh, it has no cure. So I'm like, oh, is it cancer? Like, it's just a nerve disease. Basically what's happening is, think of a telephone cord. The coating that's around the wiring of the cord is basically melting, so that will be your nerves or whatever. So it's like it's leaving these open gaps or whatever on the nerves, pretty much in the brain and the spinal cord.
How old were you when you found out that you had MS?
I was 20 actually. Cause I remember it was right before my 21st birthday.
How do you stay positive?
For me, like I said, I just kind of do what I want. Like, for me, it's the modeling. I would say it's the modeling and the music. If I can't listen to music like at all, like on loud, then I will have a bad day. And another thing, I guess, would keep me positive is, like I said, the modeling. So I use modeling as a stepping stone for me. So I pretty much, because MS has caused me to where I can't walk in like heels like I used to, even though I used to walk in heels like every day in high school. I just can't do it anymore. So.
Is there a certain diet for MS?
It's not a certain diet for MS. However, I found that being a vegetarian, I've been a vegetarian since I was diagnosed with MS, which has almost been 8 years now. So it gives me more energy. I eat strictly nothing but vegetables and fruits. I may eat fish here and there, but I never liked seafood ever in my life, so I just don't eat seafood. I cut down on like sugars or whatever. That seems to have helped me as well. I also started drinking like this alkaline water that I get from the water station off of Woodward in Detroit.
What makes your symptoms worse?
For me, it's the weather. It seems like anytime anything is coming out of the sky, it's like I'm in pain, almost like an arthritis type of pain or whatever. Whenever it's super cold in the wintertime, it makes my body really stiff to where I'm almost paralyzed, can't walk or whatever. I'm real hard as far as taking steps or whatever. As far as I look like a robot basically in the wintertime. In the summertime, when it's too hot, or anytime it's too hot, like I can't even take like hot baths anymore. I haven't took a bath probably in years or whatever, because if the water is too hot, or just me being too hot in general, pretty much it's gonna weaken all of my muscles like way too much. So I wouldn't be able to walk or whatever unless I had somebody there helping me. There's nothing really I can do but just kind of adjust when I can. So yeah.
What would you say to someone with MS that may be dealing with it and maybe feel less inspired?
So basically, if you feel like, anybody with MS or any type of disease, especially invisible disease, because obviously people can't see what we feel. If you feel less inspired, I would just say the best thing to do is to just be strong. They say that it's a mind thing, which is not, but it is, whatever, because I feel that if you think something positive, it'll overcome whatever else you have going on. Why, keep thinking about how much pain you're in. If you're feeling less inspired, just, like I said, just try to be as strong as you can. Don't be too hard on yourself, because, everything is one day at a time. Treat yourself like a baby, matter of fact. With MS, you have to relearn how to do certain things. You have to relearn how to walk, have to relearn how to talk, have to relearn how to even be social with your friends, because, everything changed overnight with your life. So as long as you can be positive and keep your mind off of actual pain, you'll be okay.
What was one of the sweetest things someone has done for you?
I went to the Bahamas a couple years ago with a couple of friends, and like I just mentioned before about the heat and everything, so I was good. I had my heating vest on in the beginning. We got to the Bahamas. It was a cruise. Got to the Bahamas, started walking around. It was so hot there. All of my ice in my heating pack started melting. So basically, my cooling vest was not cool anymore. It was just like a regular. I was carrying this ice pack on my back, and I started feeling like I said, I started getting weak or whatever. So I started saying to everybody like, "Hey, it's time to go back to the boat or whatever." So as we started walking back, we probably had like a half a mile left to go. I started like stumbling so bad, like I just couldn't do it or whatever. So pretty much they picked me up and carried me all the way that half a mile back onto the boat until we found a wheelchair. And basically put me in a wheelchair, took me back to my room, and got me like ice, towels, everything, water, some I think I had like some Powerade or Gatorade or something that somebody had bought from like a vending machine they found from the boat, just because they were like, oh, you need some electrolytes in your body now. So I was like, okay, whatever. And then I was good, like, I gave me like maybe 2 or 3 hours, cooling off, turned the air conditioner on and everything. I cooled off or whatever. 2 or 3 hours later, I was back to normal. So, but that was like the sweetest thing because, the end of the day we was on vacation. So it was like for them to had, stop what they were doing and that's why I was mentioning, about being a burden, because, like, I don't want you to stop having fun just because of me, dealing with my problems. Like, this is a personal issue. But I understand because they care. So, but that was, like, the sweetest thing that I'll never forget, because it didn't have to do that at the end of the day.
Well, thank you so much for being so transparent.
No problem. I really appreciate you.